Do you want to successfully complete the C165 Objective Assessment Exam? Then you are in the right place. Our website provides a list of questions and answers for your success in the C165 OA exam for free. We understand that acing your OA exam can be quite challenging. That's why we provide completely free exam guides and practice questions for you. In this video, we will cover questions from Earth's atmosphere, forces, motion, energy, geological processes, the nature of matter, and greenhouse effect. So, let's get started. 1. What type of cloud forms near the ground and reduces visibility? A. Cirrus. B. Cumulus. C. Fog. D. Stratus. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Fog. Explanation: option C is correct because fog is basically a cloud that's touching the ground. It's made of tiny water droplets or ice crystals hanging in the air, and when it's thick it can make it really hard to see, just like driving through a cloud. Option A is incorrect because cirrus clouds are thin, wispy clouds high up in the sky made of ice crystals. Option B is incorrect because cumulus clouds are the puffy, cotton-like clouds that can be at various heights. Option D is incorrect because stratus clouds are flat, layered clouds that can cover the whole sky like a grey blanket, but fog is specifically a stratus cloud at ground level. Two, which radiation can be absorbed by greenhouse gases but not by nitrogen and oxygen? A. Ultraviolet radiation. B. Infrared radiation. C. Gamma radiation. D. X-rays. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Infrared radiation. Explanation: option B is correct because infrared radiation is the type of energy we feel as heat. Greenhouse gases in our atmosphere, like carbon dioxide and water vapour, are very effective at trapping this heat that is radiated from the Earth's surface. The main gases in our air, nitrogen and oxygen, do not significantly absorb infrared radiation. Option A is incorrect because ultraviolet radiation is primarily absorbed by the ozone layer, which is a greenhouse gas, but it's not the main type of energy trapped by the overall greenhouse effect. Option C is incorrect because gamma radiation is a very high-energy form of radiation that interacts differently with the atmosphere and is not primarily absorbed by greenhouse gases. Option D is incorrect because X-rays are also high-energy radiation and are largely absorbed in the upper atmosphere, not by greenhouse gases in the lower atmosphere. Three. What happens to Earth's temperature if more water vapour is present in the atmosphere? A. The temperature decreases. B. The temperature increases. C. The temperature remains the same. D. There is no effect. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. The temperature increases. Explanation: option B is correct because water vapour is a powerful greenhouse gas. Greenhouse gases act like a blanket around the Earth, trapping heat. So if there's more water vapour in the air, that blanket gets thicker and traps more heat, causing the Earth's average temperature to rise. Option A is incorrect because water vapour traps heat, causing a warming effect, not a cooling one. Option C is incorrect because adding a significant greenhouse gas like water vapour directly impacts the Earth's energy balance and will cause the temperature to change. Option D is incorrect because water vapour has a very strong effect on atmospheric temperature due to its greenhouse properties. Four. What type of storm forms over warm ocean water and involves moist air rising and condensing? A. Tornado. B. Thunderstorm. C. Hurricane. D. Blizzard. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. Hurricane. Explanation: option C is correct because a hurricane is a massive rotating storm system that gains its energy from warm ocean waters. Warm, moist air over the ocean rises, and as it does, the water vapour condenses, releasing immense amounts of latent heat. This heat is the fuel that powers and intensifies the storm. Option A is incorrect because tornadoes are smaller, violent rotating columns of air that typically form over land in connection with severe thunderstorms. Option B is incorrect because while hurricanes are composed of many thunderstorms, a hurricane is a much larger and more organised weather system. Option D is incorrect because a blizzard is a severe snowstorm characterised by strong winds and cold temperatures, which forms under very different conditions. 5. What type of plate boundary produces the Himalayas? A. Divergent boundary. B. Convergent boundary. C. Transform boundary. D. Subduction zone. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Convergent boundary. Explanation: option B is correct because the Himalayan mountains were formed by the collision of two continental tectonic plates, the Indian plate and the Eurasian plate. This type of boundary, where two plates crash into each other, is called a convergent boundary. The immense pressure from the collision causes the crust to buckle and fold, pushing the land upward to form massive mountain ranges. Option A is incorrect because a divergent boundary is where two plates are moving away from each other, creating rifts and new crust. Option C is incorrect because a transform boundary is where two plates slide horizontally past one another, often causing earthquakes. Option D is incorrect because while a subduction zone is a type of convergent boundary, it typically involves a denser oceanic plate sliding beneath a continental or another oceanic plate. The Himalayas are the result of a continent-continent collision, which causes uplift rather than subduction. Six. Which of the following gases is considered a greenhouse gas? A. Nitrogen. B. Carbon dioxide. C. Helium. D. Argon. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. Carbon dioxide. Explanation: option B is correct because carbon dioxide is a well-known greenhouse gas. These gases in the atmosphere absorb and re-radiate infrared radiation, which keeps the planet warmer than it would be otherwise. Option A is incorrect because nitrogen, while the most abundant gas in the atmosphere, is not a significant greenhouse gas as its molecular structure does not effectively trap heat. Option C is incorrect because helium is a noble gas and is not a greenhouse gas. Option D is incorrect because argon is another noble gas present in the atmosphere and is not a greenhouse gas. Seven. What happens to the temperature of Earth's surface as a result of the greenhouse effect? A. The temperature decreases. B. The temperature remains constant. C. The temperature fluctuates. D. The temperature increases. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, D. The temperature increases. Explanation: option D is correct because the greenhouse effect is a natural process where certain gases in the atmosphere trap heat from the sun. This trapped heat warms the Earth's surface, making it habitable. An enhanced greenhouse effect, due to increased gas concentrations, leads to a further increase in temperature. Option A is incorrect because the greenhouse effect causes warming, not cooling. Option B is incorrect because the greenhouse effect actively changes the planet's energy balance, causing the average temperature to be warmer than it would be without these gases. Option C is incorrect because while temperatures naturally fluctuate, the net result of the greenhouse effect is an overall increase in the average global temperature. Eight. What type of wave travels through space without requiring a medium? A. Mechanical wave. B. Electromagnetic wave. C. Longitudinal wave. D. Seismic wave. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Electromagnetic wave. Explanation. Option B is correct because electromagnetic waves, such as light, radio waves and microwaves, are disturbances in electric and magnetic fields. They can travel through the vacuum of space and do not require a medium to propagate. Option A is incorrect because mechanical waves, like sound waves or ocean waves, require a medium to transfer energy. Option C is incorrect because a longitudinal wave is a type of mechanical wave where the medium's particles move parallel to the wave's direction. It still requires a medium. Option D is incorrect because seismic waves are mechanical waves that travel through the Earth's crust during an earthquake. Nine. What is the force that resists motion between two surfaces in contact called? A. Gravity. B. Friction. C. Inertia. D. Momentum. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. Friction. Explanation. Option B is correct because friction is the force that opposes the relative motion, or tendency of such motion between two surfaces in contact. It arises from the microscopic imperfections of the surfaces rubbing against each other. Option A is incorrect because gravity is the force of attraction between two objects with mass. Option C is incorrect because inertia is the property of an object to resist changes in its state of motion, not a force itself. Option D is incorrect because momentum is a measure of an object's motion, calculated as its mass times its velocity. (10) What type of front occurs when cold air pushes into a warm air mass? A. Warm front. B. Cold front. C. Stationary front. D. Occluded front. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Cold front. Explanation. Option B is correct because a cold front is formed when a mass of cold, dense air advances and displaces a warmer air mass. The denser cold air wedges under the lighter warm air, forcing it to rise rapidly, which often leads to the formation of clouds and intense short-duration precipitation. Option A is incorrect because a warm front occurs when a warm air mass slides up and over a colder air mass. Option C is incorrect because a stationary front occurs when a cold air mass and a warm air mass meet, but neither has the force to move the other. Option D is incorrect because an occluded front forms when a faster moving cold front overtakes a warm front, lifting the warm air mass off the ground. (11) What is the most abundant gas in Earth's atmosphere? A. Oxygen. B. Carbon dioxide. C. Nitrogen. D. Argon. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C, nitrogen. Explanation, option C is correct because nitrogen makes up approximately 78% of the Earth's atmosphere, making it the most abundant gas by a large margin. Option A is incorrect because oxygen is the second most abundant gas, comprising about 21% of the atmosphere. Option B is incorrect because carbon dioxide is a trace gas, making up only about 0.04% of the atmosphere. Option D is incorrect because argon is the third most abundant gas, but only makes up about 0.93% of the atmosphere. Which atmospheric layer is where most of Earth's weather occurs? A. Stratosphere. B. Mesosphere. C. Troposphere. D. Thermosphere. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Troposphere. Explanation. Option C is correct because the troposphere is the lowest layer of the atmosphere, extending from the Earth's surface up to about 7 to 20 kilometers. It contains the vast majority of the atmosphere's water vapor and is where almost all weather phenomena, including clouds, rain and storms, take place. Option A is incorrect because the stratosphere is the layer above the troposphere and is known for containing the ozone layer. It has very stable weather conditions. Option B is incorrect because the mesosphere is the layer where most meteors burn up. Option D is incorrect because the thermosphere is a very high layer with extremely thin air where the aurora occurs. What is the SI base unit for length? A. Gram. B. Meter. C. Kilogram. D. Joule. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Meter. Explanation, option B is correct because in the International System of Units, the fundamental unit for measuring length or distance is the meter. Option A is incorrect because the gram is a unit of mass, but the SI base unit for mass is the kilogram. Option C is incorrect because the kilogram is the SI base unit for mass, not length. Option D is incorrect because the joule is the SI unit for energy, or work, not length. Which process converts water from liquid to vapour in the atmosphere? A. Condensation. B. Evaporation. C. Freezing. D. Sublimation. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. Evaporation. Explanation, option B is correct because evaporation is the process by which liquid water changes into a gas, known as water vapour. This typically occurs when energy, usually from the sun, heats the water, giving molecules enough energy to escape into the atmosphere. Option A is incorrect because condensation is the opposite process, where water vapour turns back into liquid water. Option C is incorrect because freezing is the process where liquid water turns into solid ice. Option D is incorrect because sublimation is the process where solid ice turns directly into water vapour, skipping the liquid phase. What physical science is best suited for studying the forces that cause earthquakes? A. Chemistry. B. Earth science. C. Physics. D. Zoology. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Earth science. Explanation, Option B is correct because earth science is the branch of science dedicated to studying the Earth's physical structure, its history, and the processes that act on it. This includes the study of tectonic plate movement and the resulting forces that cause earthquakes. Option A is incorrect because chemistry studies the composition, properties, and behaviour of matter. Option C is incorrect because while physics principles are essential to understanding earthquakes, earth science is the specialised field that applies these principles to study the planet itself. Option D is incorrect because zoology is the study of animals. What is the formula for calculating density? A. Mass, volume. B. Mass x volume. C. Volume, mass. D. Density x mass. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, A. Mass, volume. Explanation: option A is correct because density is a measure of how much mass is contained in a given unit of volume. The formula to calculate it is density equals mass / volume. Option B is incorrect because multiplying mass by volume does not calculate density or any other standard physical quantity. Option C is incorrect because dividing volume by mass calculates specific volume, which is the reciprocal of density. Option D is incorrect because this expression is not a formula for calculating density itself. 17. What happens to the force of gravity between two objects if their distance is decreased? A. The force remains the same. B. The force decreases. C. The force increases. D. The force becomes zero. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. The force increases. Explanation: option C is correct because according to Newton's law of universal gravitation, the gravitational force between two objects is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. This means that as the objects get closer, the force of gravity between them increases significantly. Option A is incorrect because the force of gravity is dependent on distance and is not constant. Option B is incorrect because the force of gravity decreases as distance increases, not as it decreases. Option D is incorrect because the force of gravity only approaches zero as the distance approaches infinity. It never truly becomes zero. What is the primary source of energy that drives the water cycle? A. Wind. B. Solar energy. C. Gravity. D. Tides. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Solar energy. Explanation: option B is correct because solar energy from the sun is the engine of the water cycle. It provides the heat necessary for evaporation, the process that lifts water from oceans, lakes and rivers into the atmosphere as water vapour. Option A is incorrect because wind helps transport water vapour, but does not provide the initial energy to create it. Option C is incorrect because gravity is the force that pulls water back to Earth as precipitation and causes it to flow in rivers, but it does not power the cycle's beginning. Option D is incorrect because tides, caused by the moon's gravity, cause large-scale water movement, but are not the primary energy source for the global water cycle. What is the SI unit for force? A. Joule. B. Newton. C. Kilogram. D. Meter. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Newton. Explanation: Option B is correct because the SI unit for force is the Newton, named after Sir Isaac Newton. 1 Newton is defined as the force required to accelerate a 1 kilogram mass at a rate of 1 meter per second squared. Option A is incorrect because the joule is the SI unit for energy or work. Option C is incorrect because the kilogram is the SI unit for mass. Option D is incorrect because the meter is the SI unit for length. 20. What is the primary process responsible for the movement of glaciers? A. Deposition. B. Erosion. C. Gravity. D. Evaporation. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. Gravity. Explanation: option C is correct because glaciers, which are massive bodies of ice, move due to the force of gravity. The immense weight of the ice causes it to deform and flow slowly downhill or spread outward from its centre, much like a very slow-moving river. Option A is incorrect because deposition is the process by which glaciers drop the sediment they carry. Option B is incorrect because erosion is the process by which moving glaciers carve and wear away the land. Option D is incorrect because evaporation is a phase change from liquid to gas and is not responsible for the large-scale movement of glacial ice. 21. What is the term for the horizontal distance between two consecutive crests of a wave? A. Amplitude. B. Frequency. C. Wavelength. D. Period. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Wavelength. Explanation: option C is correct because the wavelength is defined as the spatial period of a periodic wave, the distance over which the wave's shape repeats. It is measured from one point on a wave to the corresponding point on the next wave, such as from crest to crest or trough to trough. Option A is incorrect because amplitude is the maximum displacement or distance moved by a point on a vibrating body or wave measured from its equilibrium position. Option B is incorrect because frequency is the number of waves that pass a fixed point in a given amount of time. Option D is incorrect because the period is the time it takes for one complete cycle of the wave to pass a fixed point. (22) Which atmospheric layer contains the majority of the ozone that protects Earth from ultraviolet radiation? A. Troposphere. B. Stratosphere. C. Mesosphere. D. Thermosphere. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Stratosphere. Explanation: option B is correct because the stratosphere, the layer of the atmosphere located above the troposphere, contains the highest concentration of ozone, forming what is known as the ozone layer. This layer absorbs the majority of the sun's harmful, ultraviolet radiation, protecting life on Earth. Option A is incorrect because the troposphere is the lowest layer, where weather occurs. Option C is incorrect because the mesosphere is the layer above the stratosphere where meteors burn up. Option D is incorrect because the thermosphere is a very high layer with thin air. 23. What is the ability of a material to return to its original shape after being stretched or compressed? A. Inertia. B. Elasticity. C. Friction. D. Gravity. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Elasticity. Explanation: option B is correct because elasticity is the physical property of a material that allows it to return to its original shape and size after the forces causing deformation are removed. A rubber band is a common example of an elastic material. Option A is incorrect because inertia is the resistance of any physical object to a change in its state of motion. Option C is incorrect because friction is a force that opposes motion between two surfaces in contact. Option D is incorrect because gravity is the force of attraction between objects with mass. 24. Which of the following statements best describes an action-reaction force pair? A force acting on one object in an isolated system. B, two forces acting on the same object. C, two equal and opposite forces acting on different objects. D, an object at rest remaining in place. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, C, two equal and opposite forces acting on different objects. Explanation. Option C is correct because it perfectly describes Newton's third law of motion. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. This means that forces always occur in pairs, and the two forces in a pair are equal in magnitude, opposite in direction, and act on two different objects. Option A is incorrect as it only describes a single force, not a pair. Option B is incorrect because action-reaction forces, by definition, act on different objects. If two equal and opposite forces act on the same object, they are called balanced forces. Option D is incorrect because this describes Newton's first law of motion, not the third law. 25. Which of the following is an example of a chemical change? A, ice melting. B, water boiling. C, rust forming on iron. D, sugar dissolving in water. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C, rust forming on iron. Explanation. Option C is correct, because the formation of rust is a chemical change. The iron reacts with oxygen from the air to form a new substance, iron oxide, which has completely different properties from the original iron. Option A is incorrect because melting ice is a physical change from a solid to a liquid state. The chemical substance remains the same. Option B is incorrect because boiling water is a physical change from a liquid to a gas state. The chemical substance remains the same. Option D is incorrect because dissolving sugar in water is a physical change. The sugar molecules are dispersed in the water, but are not chemically altered. 26. Which of the following is an example of a physical change? A, burning wood. B, melting ice. C, rusting of iron. D, baking a cake. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B, melting ice. Explanation. Option B is correct because melting ice is a physical change. The water is changing its state from solid to liquid, but its chemical composition remains unchanged. The change is reversible by freezing the water. Option A is incorrect because burning wood is a chemical change that creates new substances like ash, carbon dioxide, and water vapour. Option C is incorrect because rusting is a chemical change where iron reacts with oxygen to form a new substance, iron oxide. Option D is incorrect because baking a cake involves multiple chemical changes as the ingredients react with heat to form a new substance with different properties. 27. Which atmospheric layer burns up most meteoroids that enter Earth's atmosphere? A, troposphere. B, stratosphere. C, mesosphere. D, exosphere. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C, mesosphere. Explanation. Option C is correct, because the mesosphere is the layer where the air, though thin, is dense enough to create significant friction with fast-moving meteoroids. This friction generates intense heat, causing most of these space rocks to vaporize and burn up, creating the phenomenon we see as meteors, or shooting stars. Option A is incorrect because most meteoroids burn up long before reaching the troposphere. Option B is incorrect because the stratosphere below the mesosphere has much thinner air and is not the primary layer for this process. Option D is incorrect because the exosphere is the outermost layer with extremely thin air, offering almost no resistance to incoming objects. (28) What happens to the volume of water as it evaporates? A. It decreases. B. It increases. C. It remains the same. D. It becomes zero. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. A. It decreases. Explanation. Option A is correct because the question refers to the volume of the original body of liquid water. As water molecules gain enough energy to escape as a gas, the amount of liquid water left behind is reduced, so its volume decreases. Option B is incorrect because while the resulting water vapour expands to occupy a larger volume as a gas, the volume of the liquid water is decreasing. Option C is incorrect because the volume is actively changing as the liquid turns to gas. Option D is incorrect because the volume only becomes zero when all the water has completely evaporated. 29. What is the function of the ozone layer in Earth's atmosphere? A. To reflect sunlight. B. To absorb harmful ultraviolet radiation. C. To trap greenhouse gases. D. To regulate Earth's temperature. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. To absorb harmful ultraviolet radiation. Explanation. Option B is correct because the primary and most critical function of the ozone layer, located in the stratosphere, is to absorb the majority of the sun's high-frequency ultraviolet radiation. This absorption protects living organisms on Earth from the harmful effects of excessive UV exposure. Option A is incorrect because while clouds and Earth's surface reflect sunlight, this is not the main function of the ozone layer. Option C is incorrect because this is the function of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and methane, not primarily ozone. Option D is incorrect because while the absorption of UV radiation does warm the stratosphere, the primary regulation of Earth's surface temperature is managed by the greenhouse effect, not the ozone layer. 30. What is the charge of a proton? A. Neutral. B. Positive. C. Negative. D. Zero. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. Positive. Explanation. Option B is correct because a proton is a subatomic particle found in the nucleus of every atom, and it carries a fundamental elementary charge of +1. Option A is incorrect because this describes a neutron, which has no charge. Option C is incorrect because this describes an electron, which carries a charge of -1. Option D is incorrect as it is another term for neutral. 31. Which process describes the transfer of heat by the movement of fluids? A. Conduction. B. Radiation. C. Convection. D. Absorption. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. C. Convection. Explanation. Option C is correct because convection is the mode of heat transfer that occurs through the movement of fluids. When a fluid is heated, it becomes less dense and rises, while cooler, denser fluid sinks. This circulation, called a convection current, transfers heat from one place to another. Option A is incorrect because conduction is the transfer of heat through direct molecular contact, primarily in solids. Option B is incorrect because radiation is the transfer of heat through electromagnetic waves, which can travel through a vacuum. Option D is incorrect because absorption is the process by which matter takes in energy, but it is not a method of heat transfer itself. 32. What is the phase change from gas to liquid called? A. Evaporation. B. Freezing. C. Condensation. D. Sublimation. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Condensation. Explanation. Option C is correct because condensation is the process by which matter changes from a gaseous state to a liquid state. It occurs when a gas is cooled to its dew point, causing its molecules to clump together. The formation of clouds is an example of condensation. Option A is incorrect because evaporation is the phase change from liquid to gas. Option B is incorrect because freezing is the phase change from liquid to solid. Option D is incorrect because sublimation is the phase change directly from solid to gas. 33. Which layer of Earth's atmosphere is closest to the surface? A. Stratosphere. B. Mesosphere. C. Thermosphere. D. Troposphere. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, D. Troposphere. Explanation. Option D is correct because the troposphere is the lowest layer of the Earth's atmosphere. It begins at the Earth's surface and extends upwards to about 7 to 20 kilometers. We live and breathe in the troposphere. Option A is incorrect because the stratosphere is the second layer, located above the troposphere. Option B is incorrect because the mesosphere is the third layer, located above the stratosphere. Option C is incorrect because the thermosphere is the fourth layer, located above the mesosphere. 34. Which type of energy is stored in the chemical bonds of a substance? A. Thermal energy. B. Kinetic energy. C. Chemical potential energy. D. Gravitational potential energy. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. Chemical potential energy. Explanation. Option C is correct because chemical potential energy is the energy stored within the chemical bonds that hold atoms together in molecules. This energy can be released or absorbed during a chemical reaction when these bonds are broken and reformed. Option A is incorrect because thermal energy relates to the temperature of an object, which is the total kinetic energy of its atoms and molecules. Option B is incorrect because kinetic energy is the energy of motion. Option D is incorrect because gravitational potential energy is the energy stored by an object due to its position in a gravitational field. 35. What is the name of the force that attracts objects with mass toward one another? A. Friction. B. Gravity. C. Inertia. D. Elasticity. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Gravity. Explanation. Option B is correct because gravity is a fundamental force of nature that causes any two bodies with mass to be attracted to each other. It's the force that keeps planets in orbit around the Sun and keeps us on the ground. Option A is incorrect because friction is a force that opposes motion between surfaces. Option C is incorrect because inertia is a property of matter that resists changes in motion, not a force. Option D is incorrect because elasticity is the ability of a material to return to its original shape after being deformed. 36. What's the colour of visible light with the shortest wavelength? A. Red. B. Green. C. Blue. D. Violet. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, D. Violet. Explanation. Option D is correct because in the visible light spectrum, violet has the shortest wavelength and the highest frequency. The order of colours from longest to shortest wavelength is red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Option A is incorrect because red light has the longest wavelength in the visible spectrum. Option B is incorrect because green light has a wavelength in the middle of the spectrum, shorter than red but longer than violet. Option C is incorrect because blue light has a shorter wavelength than green, but a longer wavelength than violet. (37) Which of the following gases is most abundant in volcanic eruptions? A. Carbon dioxide. B. Methane. C. Nitrogen. D. Water vapour. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, D. Water vapour. Explanation. Option D is correct because by far the most abundant gas released during a volcanic eruption is water vapour, which can make up over 60% and sometimes over 90% of the gases emitted. Option A is incorrect because carbon dioxide is the second most common volcanic gas, but it is significantly less abundant than water vapour. Option B is incorrect because methane is typically released in only trace amounts from volcanoes. Option C is incorrect because while nitrogen is present, it is far less abundant than water vapour or carbon dioxide. 38. What happens to a substance's temperature when it undergoes a phase change? A. The temperature increases. B. The temperature decreases. C. The temperature remains constant. D. The temperature fluctuates. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. The temperature remains constant. Explanation. Option C is correct because during a phase change, the energy being added or removed is used to break or form intermolecular bonds, rather than changing the kinetic energy of the molecules. This energy is called latent heat. As a result, the temperature of the substance stays constant until the phase change is complete. Option A is incorrect because temperature does not increase during a phase change like melting or boiling. Option B is incorrect because temperature does not decrease during a phase change like freezing or condensation. Option D is incorrect because the temperature holds steady at a specific point rather than fluctuating. 39. What is the primary cause of winds on Earth? A. Earth's rotation. B. Differences in air pressure. C. Gravity. D. Earth's magnetic field. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. Differences in air pressure. Explanation. Option B is correct because wind is the movement of air from an area of high pressure to an area of low pressure. These pressure differences are primarily created by the uneven heating of the Earth's surface by the sun, which causes some air to warm and rise and other air to cool and sink. Option A is incorrect because Earth's rotation influences the direction of wind, but does not create the wind itself. Option C is incorrect because gravity holds the atmosphere to the Earth, but is not the driving force behind air movement. Option D is incorrect because Earth's magnetic field protects the planet from solar wind, but does not cause surface winds. (40) What is the force exerted by a fluid that opposes an object's motion through the fluid? A. Friction. B. Buoyancy. C. Drag. D. Lift. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, C. Drag. Explanation. Option C is correct because drag is the specific term for the resistive force exerted by a fluid on an object moving through it. It acts in the opposite direction of the object's velocity and is a type of friction. Option A is incorrect because friction is a general term. Drag is the specific name for friction in a fluid. Option B is incorrect because buoyancy is the upward force exerted by a fluid that opposes the weight of an immersed object, causing it to float. Option D is incorrect because lift is a force that acts perpendicular to the direction of motion, typically upwards, as with an airplane wing. (41) What is the SI unit for temperature? A. Celsius. B. Fahrenheit. C. Kelvin. D. Joule. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. Kelvin. Explanation. Option C is correct because the Kelvin is the base unit of thermodynamic temperature in the International System of Units. The Kelvin scale is an absolute scale where 0K represents absolute zero, the point at which all thermal motion ceases. Option A is incorrect because Celsius is a common and widely used scale but is not the SI base unit. Option B is incorrect because Fahrenheit is a temperature scale, primarily used in the United States, and is not an SI unit. Option D is incorrect because the joule is the SI unit for energy, not temperature. (42) What is the relationship between wavelength and frequency? A. They are directly proportional. B. They are inversely proportional. C. They are unrelated. D. They both increase together. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. They are inversely proportional. Explanation. Option B is correct, because for a wave travelling at a constant speed, its wavelength and frequency have an inverse relationship. This means that as the wavelength increases, the frequency decreases, and as the wavelength decreases, the frequency increases. Option A is incorrect because this would mean a longer wavelength corresponds to a higher frequency, which is the opposite of the actual relationship. Option C is incorrect because wavelength and frequency are fundamentally linked by the equation speed equals sine wavelength x frequency. Option D is incorrect as it is the same as being directly proportional and is therefore incorrect. (43) What type of energy does a moving car have? A. Chemical energy. B. Potential energy. C. Kinetic energy. D. Thermal energy. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Kinetic energy. Explanation. Option C is correct because kinetic energy is the energy of motion. Any object that is moving possesses kinetic energy. A moving car has mass and velocity, and thus it has kinetic energy. Option A is incorrect because chemical energy is the energy stored in the car's fuel before it is burned. Option B is incorrect because potential energy is stored energy due to position or state, such as a car parked at the top of a hill. Option D is incorrect because thermal energy is a byproduct of the engine's operation, but is not the primary form of energy associated with the car's movement. (44) What does the principle of superposition state in relation to rock layers? A. Older layers are above younger layers. B. Younger layers are below older layers. C. Older layers are below younger layers. D. Rock layers form at random. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, C. Older layers are below younger layers. Explanation? Option C is correct because the principle of superposition is a fundamental concept in geology, stating that in any undisturbed sequence of sedimentary rocks, the oldest layer is at the bottom and the layers become progressively younger toward the top. Option A is incorrect because this is the opposite of the principle of superposition. Option B is incorrect as it is another way of stating the opposite of the principle. Option D is incorrect because sedimentary rock layers are deposited in a specific, ordered sequence, not randomly. 45. What type of bond is formed when electrons are transferred from one atom to another? A. Covalent bond. B. Ionic bond. C. Metallic bond. D. Hydrogen bond. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. Ionic bond. Explanation: option B is correct because an ionic bond is a type of chemical bond that involves the electrostatic attraction between oppositely charged ions. It is formed when one atom completely transfers one or more electrons to another atom, creating a positive ion and a negative ion. Option A is incorrect because a covalent bond is formed when two atoms share one or more pairs of electrons. Option C is incorrect because a metallic bond involves a sea of delocalized electron shared among a lattice of metal atoms. Option D is incorrect because a hydrogen bond is a weaker type of intermolecular attraction, not a primary bond formed by the transfer of electrons. 46. What is the primary reason for ocean tides? A. Earth's rotation. B. The gravitational pull of the moon. C. Wind currents. D. Water temperature. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, oui, the gravitational pull of the moon. Explanation: option B is correct because the primary cause of the daily rise and fall of ocean tides is the gravitational force exerted by the moon on the Earth. The moon's gravity pulls on the Earth's oceans, creating a bulge of water on the side closest to the moon and another on the opposite side. Option A is incorrect because Earth's rotation causes the high and low tides to cycle through different locations each day, but it is not the force that creates the tidal bulges. Option C is incorrect because wind creates surface waves and currents, but not the large-scale predictable movement of tides. Option D is incorrect because water temperature affects water density and can influence currents, but it is not the cause of tides. 47. What is the process by which sediments are laid down in new locations? A. Erosion. B. Deposition. C. Weathering. D. Transportation. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. Deposition. Explanation: option B is correct because deposition is the geological process in which sediments, soil and rocks are added to a landform, or landmass. It occurs when the agent of erosion loses energy and can no longer carry its load, dropping the sediment in a new location. Option A is incorrect because erosion is the process of wearing away and carrying off soil and rock by wind, water or ice. Option C is incorrect because weathering is the process of breaking down rocks into smaller pieces at their original location. Option D is incorrect because transportation is the movement of sediment, which is the process that occurs between erosion and deposition. 48. What is the unit of frequency in the SI system? A. Hertz, B. Joule, C. Newton, D. Watt. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, A. Hertz. Explanation. Option A is correct because the Hertz is the SI unit for frequency, defined as 1 cycle per second. It is used to measure how often a periodic event, such as a wave oscillation, occurs. Option B is incorrect because the Joule is the SI unit for energy. Option C is incorrect because the Newton is the SI unit for force. Option D is incorrect because the Watt is the SI unit for power. 49. What is the process of breaking down rocks into smaller particles without changing their chemical composition? A. Chemical weathering. B. Physical weathering. C. Erosion. D. Deposition. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. Physical weathering. Explanation. Option B is correct because physical weathering is the process that breaks rocks into smaller pieces without altering their chemical makeup. Examples include frost wedging, abrasion, and thermal expansion. Option A is incorrect because chemical weathering involves the decomposition of rocks through chemical reactions, which change their composition. Option C is incorrect because erosion is the transportation of weathered material away from its source. Option D is incorrect because deposition is the process of dropping sediments in a new location. Which electromagnetic wave has the highest energy? A. Radio waves, B. Infrared waves, C. Gamma rays, D. Microwaves. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Gamma rays. Explanation. Option C is correct because on the electromagnetic spectrum, wave energy is directly proportional to its frequency and inversely proportional to its wavelength. Gamma rays have the shortest wavelength and the highest frequency, and therefore carry the most energy per photon. Option A is incorrect because radio waves have the longest wavelength and lowest frequency, meaning they have the lowest energy. Option B is incorrect because infrared waves have more energy than microwaves, but far less energy than gamma rays. Option D is incorrect because microwaves have more energy than radio waves but less than infrared waves. You have reached the end of our first question set. For the free complete exam preparation, visit our website link in the description, where you find thousands more practice questions and comprehensive study guides. Thanks for studying with us today. See you in the next video.